Hey everybody, leather, wine, and spices. Today on Barber Dave's Shaves and Such. Hey everybody, welcome back. I talked about this on my blog earlier this week, that I was going to do a full review of this soap, and here we are. The soap we're using, and a big shout out to Jason Young, one of our viewers here at the channel. He sent me this Zingari Man, the Royale, or the Royal. It is wine, leather, and spices. And it's funny because I had never mentioned this to him, or to anybody really other than Nurse Dave. And speaking of Nurse Dave, if you like the content that you see here on the channel, why don't you come and join us at www.theshavingcadre.com. We do feel that we're the finest gentlemanly shaving and other pursuits forum on the interwebs. And also, if you like live talk, come and see us at Drinks and Dave's. That's Drinks and Dave's on YouTube every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. And this Tuesday night, we're doing a vodka tasting. So that'll be fun too. So anyway, I had never mentioned, other than to Nurse Dave, and he had actually been looking for it too, is a soap that has a nice wine fragrance. And what I mean, and for me, the wine fragrance would be a Cabernet or Merlot, something like that. And I've never been able to find one, and I don't think he has either. So when I got this one and I saw wine, leather, and spices, I was a bit concerned because most of the stuff that has tried to be a wine scent is very sweet, almost like quite honestly, just a rosé or a grape juice. This actually has the smell of a good Merlot or Cabernet. Now, albeit it is a little bit synthetic in its smell, but if I was to pick a fragrance, a wine related fragrance that it smelled like, basically, if you were sitting at a bar and you were wearing a nice leather bomber style jacket or a distressed lamb's hide or type of jacket, and you spilt red wine on it, typically a Merlot or a Cabernet, I think that's what this would smell like. As weird as that sounds, because right off the puck, you definitely get the Merlot or the Cabernet. Actually, I get more Cabernet, but you get the smell of the distressed leather. And there's some other spices going on in there. I can't really figure them out right out of the gate, but some peppery spices and stuff like that. So, Jason, thank you so much. This is nice. And I have never, as weird as it sounds, I have never used until this soap, Zingari Man. And this is in the Sago base, I guess. And I did not do a lot of research, but I know Zingari is a popular soap. I don't know why I've never used it. I mean, I've got so many soaps that it's real tough, to get new soaps and stuff like that. The razor we're using today, I thought was pretty matchy. It is my Grail, one of my Grail razors, and that's the Dorco 1151. Just a beautiful, beautiful razor. I searched for this razor for a long time. It is a 5/8 full hollow square point. That has been strapped on linen, leather, and then on a super curved bench strap. That was provided to me by Bill M. some time ago, and I use it daily. And the original honing on this specific razor was a Cauticule Arkansas finish. Just absolutely a fun razor to use. Good balance. As is typical of Dorco. Just wonderful, wonderful razors. So yeah, a big shout out to Jason for sending me this soap. That was very nice of you to do that. I'm probably going to try to see if I can track down the aftershave, because I had to. That's the one thing with this soap. It's hard to really match an aftershave, but we'll show you when we get done. We've got some fragrance mixing that we did. And for those of you that are new to the channel or have never thought or entertained the idea of straight razor shaving, and you're starting to entertain that idea, check out my straight razor learning series right here on the channel. It's in the video library. It's a 6-part series, and I think I added an advanced technique series. It'll take a while to go through, but I believe, now I'm biased, but I believe that it's probably the most comprehensive straight razor learning syllabi out there right now. And takes you through exercises and what to expect. But it's not something that you'll hurry, because learning to straight razor shave is not something that, quite frankly, happens overnight. So going into the second pass, you still get that wonderful, wonderful leather. And wine fragrance going on. And it's staying pretty strong, actually. So I'm pretty impressed. I'll have to check out, and I said this in my blog too, that I'll have to check out the rest of the catalog for Zingari, because it's very nice. You know, it's funny because when you've been traditionally shaving as long as I have, you know, not much surprises you anymore. Because sometimes you measure the quality and the fragrance of soaps in such comparative analytics that it's rare when you get a soap that really surprises you. This is one of those soaps, not necessarily because of the fragrance, although it's the closest one I've seen to a true wine type fragrance, but also in the performance. So it's nice to be surprised like that, especially with a soap you've never tried before. So a big shout out for that to Zingari. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. Zingari, whatever it is. It's a nice soap. And like I said, the fragrance is still wafting fairly well. As with a lot of soaps, you know, the fragrance kind of falls off, or you become somewhat nose blind to it as you get to the third pass. So if you like the fragrance of a dark red wine, albeit Merlot, Cabernet, Malbec, this is a good. This would be I think you're in your wheelhouse, especially if you enjoy leather along with that. Really nice. Other than that, not much going on. It's starting to warm up here, more so than it had been. But one good day yesterday, it was in the 70s, but it was extremely windy. We just finished up our bingo over at the TSC and our bowling tournament bingo, and congratulations to Nurse Dave. He won it by 1 square. Jerry, aka Fenster, was right on his heels. He only needed 1 more. And there was a few people that needed 2, a few people that needed 3. And some people whose cards didn't even show up. Somebody had made mention, I think on one of last week's videos, that the way I have the microphone set up, that it can hear every whisker being mowed down. And actually, I don't have a special mic set up. It's just the standard mic from the iPhone. So it's fairly sensitive. But yeah, it does, listening back at it, it does kind of get every single whisker getting hacked off. As always, my cleanup. I've heard somebody out there say that you can't buff with a straight razor, and that's obviously not true. Just have to be careful is all. And use any residual lather to your benefit, you know. Don't wipe it off, use it. Oh, beautiful, nice BS shave. Let's see. I think I am going to get a little bit of alum zappage. No, actually not. Because I have a tendency, because that Darko is a little bit light, I have a tendency to be a little heavy-handed with that. We'll let that percolate for a minute. We'll get cleaned up and show you everything else that we used. So again, for the soap, again, big shout out to Jason Young, Zingari Man, the Royal or the Royale, which is leather, wine, and spices, and a very good representation of a nice Cabernet or Merlot. The razor again today was the Dorco 1151. And the brush we used today was the Sorrentino Luca Brazzi. I believe this is in Paduke and Purplewood and Ebony. But just a beautiful, beautiful. And I've got the matching, obviously the matching scales for that. To keep with the kind of the wine theme and trying to keep those spices alive, we're actually going to be using, I believe, Thayer's Lavender. Yes, Thayer's Lavender for our witch hazel. And although this aftershave that I'm going to be using is not really anywhere near a wine. In fact, I usually describe it as a little bit of apple and a little bit of pear, but it does have some darker spices in it, I think. Maybe a little bit of sandalwood that'll keep that Cabernet leather vibe going. And it's also good for the face. And that's for our aftershave, we'll be using Swiss Petrolon. Just a really nice stuff. And like I said, to me, it's got an apple and a pear type overtone to it, but with the darker spices in it, I think it will, yeah, it's blending real well and actually bringing out some of those fermented grape notes in the wine, so that makes it nice. Keeping it spicy, for our talc today, we're going to be using Yardley Gold. And this might be a ghost today because, wow, I put a lot on. I may have went a little bit nuts with this. Now, last week when I used this soap on my blog, I used Penhaligon's Elixir, which was wonderful for it. But it's a little bit heavy for the warmer months, even though it kept that wine vibe going, kind of that gothic church type vibe going. But I was digging around and I forgot that I had this. And even though it's a more of a fruit type fragrance, in smelling it, it fits the bill with the wine because it does have some darker notes that lead to like a Cabernet Merlot, and that's Ferrari Noble Fig. So even though it's fig, it kind of blends real well with that leather and wine spice. So it's pretty good match all the way around. So there you have it, folks. Again, I cannot thank Jason Young enough for sending me the Zingari Young. I hope that review helped you guys make a decision. I will be definitely looking more at Zingari Man. So that's our shave for the day. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us here at Barber Dave's Shaves and Such. I'm Barber Dave, and I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful, blessed Sunday. Take care.